Welcome to the Tournament Poker Edge podcast, brought to you by TournamentPokerEdge.com, the only podcast dedicated exclusively to tournament poker strategy. And now, here are your hosts, Ron Fezbuddy and Killingbird.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tournament Poker Edge podcast. I am your host, Killingbird, and for I think the first time in the history of this podcast, we are not joined by my co-host, Ron Fezbuddy. I am, however, joined by my very good friends, aznAllin007 and bigdogpckt5s. What's up, boys? There it is. I haven't heard that in so long. It's like, I miss it.
What's going on, boys?
Yeah, we had to eliminate the shortest member of the team, and unfortunately that was Diego, so we'll have to move forward without him.
So I'll fill everybody in on what's going on. It's not I feel like the way I'm leading into this, I'm making it sound like there's some big dramatic story, but there's actually not. So we have heard loud and clear from our loyal listeners and TPE members that they love the podcast, and they want the podcast more frequently than we do it. And we like doing the podcast. The problem is that we're four busy and somewhat lazy men, and therefore it's
more the latter.
Yeah, mostly the latter.
Let's just be real. We're just lazy.
but it is hard to get everybody together to do the podcast. It's like, different time zones, different work schedules, different this, different that. So we made a decision that we are going to start doing the podcast, trying to do the podcast every 2 weeks. But what that's going to mean is that, sometimes Diego won't be on, sometimes I might not be on.
So what it means is we're going to do it every month.
Yeah, or three. It's going to be a little bit of a different feel to it, I guess. But in general, it's the same thing. It's just, sometimes some of us might not be here. But we're still going to have some fun. We're going to have some laughs, and we're obviously going to review some hands and talk a little strategy as well. So that's the story, and that is the real reason why Ron Fezbuddy is not here, and also because he is the shortest. So he's
the shortest because we kicked Mark off the team.
Exactly.
Well, what?
What?
What's everyone drinking tonight? Everyone needs to have a beer.
Of course.
KB maybe not because he was throwing up on his stream last night.
This is not a lie. For once, Mark's not just busting my balls.
It was so funny. Yeah, I was just typing in the chat, man down, because he would leave the stream and it would just be the beagles in the crate because he had a beagle cam and then his empty chair. I was like, it was hilarious. I was like, all right. And you had 300 people in there too.
I know. The shots seemed like a really good idea. They always do when you're doing them. And then an hour later when they finally start to get into your bloodstream, you're like, probably could have.
Yeah, last time when you were here and I chugged a bottle of Jägermeister, it seemed like a good idea.
Oh.
Yeah, it also seemed like a good idea when you guys had 30 redheaded sluts in Vegas, came home, shirts off, pants off. That's probably can't tell that story.
Just for the record, to clarify there, just in case my wife listens, redheaded sluts are a drink.
Oh, yeah.
Good point. Good catch, Casey.
You had 30 of them.
Oh, that was a classic day. Pants off, dance off.
I was at home with Tommy on the couch. I don't know what we were doing. You guys came in, just you two, and you were gone maybe an hour.
All the way home, so I threw you over the fence.
Yeah, we didn't want to rock around the block, so you're just like, well, that's our backyard right there. Get up there.
Oh my God.
I'm glad it was our backyard because you don't want to jump in anybody else's backyard in that neighborhood. End up dead.
What? That was by the airport. Yeah, that was not a good area.
Yeah, that was old school. So we had the big charity stream last night. I'm sure somebody listening to this was probably there. So thank you guys for all the support. We raised over $1,500. Plus we got a match from the Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation for another $1,000. So that's $2,500 the Beagles way, which is about what I lost in poker last night when I was drunk.
Oh, that's cool because I guess that means I lost $1,250 or $625.
No, the actual truth is I stopped regging early because I realized that I was incapable of playing. So I made a good decision at least.
The truth was you were throwing up, and then all of a sudden I see you reg a 109, and I'm just like, oh dear.
I did?
Yeah. I'm just like, oh dear. Like,
oh my God. I didn't
and then
know
I was like,
did
whatever, I'll pretend it's going to the Beagles.
I don't remember doing that.
It was literally Punt Fest 98. Like, your forehead was on your fucking mouse. Like, it was so bad.
I have some hands from that tournament to discuss in our
solid investment. Casey, would you want to get in on this investment? It's hot.
Only if he's boozing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun, though.
And now I'm happy you didn't remember you regging it. That's cool. We can review it. We should do a TPE video. Casey does a series on that 109.
How many hands
Won't be
was it?
hard to find.
Yeah, you know what it's going to sound like? I would have played this exactly the same.
It was 20 minutes. He lasted 20 minutes. Like, I didn't even see how many big blinds you bought in with. I just it was funny. It was
solid
funny.
choice, KB.
No, whatever. It's your makeup.
It's good times. How about you, Mark? What have you been up to?
Steady grinding. Hanging out. Holidays are here, so I got my sister's wedding in Tahoe, so she's off the market. Sorry,
Damn.
you too.
We're both married.
I've never stopped you before. Sorry.
Later.
Hi, Christine. Leanne. Can your husbands go to Vegas with me again, please? But yeah, so that's exciting. She's marrying a good dude, so. But yeah, holidays, poker, DFS, everything's good.
Very cool. Big Dog?
Doing my thing, working PPI poker, 60 hours a week, just steady all the time. For those that don't know, PPI Poker is my own poker site that I launched last January. It's on the GG network. It's doing fantastic. Software is great. Tournaments are good. Play is soft. So I play there all day long, every day. So come join me.
Nice.
I hope Americans can at some point play on that, because I just see yours, Danny's, and even Pedro's Twitter, and it's just like final table, and I'm just like, wow, I need to get me some of that PPI money.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we hope one day to be able to have Americans as well, but we're obviously completely regulated, so no Americans. Everything is above board. All our licenses need to be applied for, so we don't skirt any issues. So one day we hope to have the Americans, but unfortunately right now, obviously, we cannot.
Sad.
They're too good.
I'm just shaking my head over here. I'm like, cool.
I was playing on the GG network last night. I just GG'd every tournament that I entered.
Yeah. Cool. And cool.
I know that we are all very big football fans, and we're having a very painful season, all of us.
Fins up, man.
Yeah,
Fins up.
Big Dog is a Redskins fan, who I think we can all agree is the better of the three teams, but they're having a tough season because of injuries. I'm a Dolphins fan. We don't need to talk about how painful my season has been.
How many wins? You guys have like 4 wins. The Dolphins. The Redskins have 4 or 5.
I think 5.
Yeah, I honestly don't know.
Big Dog, how many wins do the Skins have?
5.
Oh.
5 wins. 5 and 6. But literally, the Skins have had the toughest schedule. Like, their wins are even against quality teams. Like, we've beaten the teams like the Rams, who I think only have 2 losses on the year. We've lost twice to Philly, who obviously is very good. We've just had a really super tough schedule. We lost to Kansas City, who was started 5-0, and we were one of those losses. We beat the Raiders, who were good at the time. They still had Carr. We started his downfall. But we've just had a tough schedule. Our schedule gets a lot easier. I'm hoping we sneak in the back door.
And that offensive line is just decimated. You have like one guy.
Yeah, we have one guy that
year.
started. Yeah, Morgan Moses. And, we had two of our offensive linemen last year were Pro Bowlers. And Brandon Scherf and Trent Williams, and they just can't stay healthy. So it's been tough.
Yeah.
The Niners are good, though, so.
I think the Charlotte 49ers might be able to beat the San Francisco 49ers.
Dude, it's depressing out here. And they won't be they won't be one of my picks when we do the draft later.
You got no heart, man.
Yeah, I'm going Finns with my first pick.
I'm going skins up, baby.
Good.
Skins up. So for what, if everybody's wondering what we're talking about, what we're gonna do this afternoon, is we're actually gonna draft 3 teams that we think are gonna win the Super Bowl, 3 teams each, and have some sort of wager. But we haven't determined what the wager is. Maybe we should let people suggest like a penalty.
Oh, dear. we have the last.
Right, here comes another Mankini.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be brutal.
It's gonna be me and Casey and the Batman and Robin. Remember that picture someone sent out of the Batman and Robin in the mankinis? Oh God.
So great. So yeah, we need to figure out what the. I don't know if we're just doing. I mean, I don't really want to do money because that's boring. But I also don't know what
we can put it out there and post it in the TPE forums or something and see what it is.
Yeah.
Both losers have to do it.
Right.
Okay.
It could involve like some sort of like foot massage in Vegas this summer.
Oh.
Wait, is that reflex all? Oh, like someone. Oh no, I'm not touching either of your feet if I lose.
It would be amazing. You two massaging my feet. I would Snapchat the entire thing.
I do have a masseuse out there named Katie that could come through.
I am not massaging anybody's feet or going to see Katie.
Katie gives good massages, real massages, like the ones you get in Vegas, the good ones.
I go to a girl named Candy, but her name used to be Randy.
He's actually a tranny. Okay.
Oh, too funny. Okay. Should we just go ahead? Okay, yeah. So if you are listening to this and you have a suggestion for the penalty for the 2 losers, tweet. But when I say the 2 losers, I mean the other people on this call, other than me. Tweet at us your suggestion. I'll also post it in the forum.
Maybe we should wait to draft our team for the next podcast, because I don't want to clearly draft the winning team and then you guys be like, no, that can't be it or that can't be it.
Oh.
Well, we won't know because we'll know by next week. Like, we'll have the bet set.
That's what I'm saying. Let's set the bet now that everybody knows about it.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
And then in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks when we do the next podcast, then we'll pick our team.
That works for me.
That makes us have to do a podcast in 2 weeks because like 4 weeks will be like week 17.
That's a good point. And maybe it's actually better that we're picking all teams that are for sure in the playoffs because it gives us a little more of a sweat,
No, I want you to pick the Dolphins because they have a shot.
They could. I wonder what the line is right now on the Dolphins making this.
Hold on, I have them up. I was cheating because I have
they're
them
off
up
the board.
Okay, so the Dolphins are. How many zeros is that? 10.
Damn.
100,000 to 1. Where are the Niners? They're not even. The Niners aren't even on here.
Because they're eliminated.
Oh.
The Colts aren't eliminated. They're 250,000 to 1.
What are the Skins?
The Redskins are respectable 200 to 1, which I think. Let me see. Let's see if I put a buck on that. Is it? Oh, it is 200 to 1. Yeah, 200 to 1. You want me to bet this dollar? You know what? I'm doing it. I'm putting this dollar to win 200 on my account. The Redskins win the Super Bowl.
It's got to be worth putting some money on Miami at 200,000 or what is it, 100,000 to 1?
How is it worth it?
I mean,
no. It's not that. It's just that's just how it reads. Let me see.
Oh, okay.
Let me click.
I'll give you 200,000 to 1.
All right, I'll bet $1 with you.
It's 1,000 to 1 on the Fins. $1 pays 1,000, and I will not be betting that on my account. I think the Skins. No, I just lit $1 on fire. The Skins have 0 shot.
I mean, yeah, they definitely have no shot, but it's kind of no. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna bet $100,000 to win $1 that they don't make it.
That's what I said last year. Like before the year started, Jacksonville was like 500 to 1, and I was like, if anyone wants to bet Jacksonville, I'll give you 5,000 to 1. Thank God I didn't offer that this year because
I remember there was one poker player when Trump announced he was running for the election. He's like, I'm giving 100,000 to 1, and I'm taking all action.
Oh my God.
My brother was betting Hillary live because you could bet during election night.
So
he was just firing Hillary. Torched like $400. You do.
Mine wasn't 400.
He's just like, there's no way he can win. There's no way he can win.
I was saying that too, and then once Trump got the minus 380, I'm just like, okay, I just burned that.
And he's not even, he's not pro-Hillary, pro-Trump or anything. He was just looking to make some money.
Agreed, me too.
Yeah, regardless of,
Yeah.
It was shocking that he won.
When you insult every demographic, you just kind of figure you're not going to get the votes. But...
Yeah, seriously.
Somehow he figured it out a way. Oh man, that's great. So yeah, so send us your suggestions, and we will do our draft on the very next podcast.
I like it.
And I will be taking the Dolphins. I'm committed.
The only thing is, I will say, is my wife is due soon, so.
Oh,
see, now he's already bailing on the podcast.
I'm not bailing. I'm giving you facts.
Dude, you could miss that. You've already been to 45 of them.
It's probably more important that I be there anyway.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that is true. The date of conception was around the time you and Danny were in Niagara.
Yeah. So either the baby's coming out old looking and bald, and with a beard in its hand,
looking,
or like a newfie.
Okay, well, you guys, your guys' math is pretty bad. The baby was conceived in March, and neither of you were here. But even if you were,
I was visiting secretly.
Great. So now I'm having a midget.
Oh my God, you'll know right away. Why are his hands so small?
Was it really March? I could have swore it was February. I don't even remember when I was there. January, February?
It was February because you were here for the WPT.
See? When they predict the date, it's not always perfect. It can be
yeah, I read about
weeks.
that too. I read that in a magazine I picked up last week.
And
what was it? Bungee jumping off your picnictable.com magazine?
And because it's colder up there, like things hibernate, like the sperm hibernates.
Yeah, you can Google that too. I Google searched that as well last week.
All right, KB, you're officially the father, and support is $900 a month.
Oh shit.
Damn. Damn sure.
Danny?
It was Danny.
Definitely Danny. What else do we have to talk about before we get into
Vegas?
Oh,
I want to know what's up with you guys in Vegas.
That's right, Vegas.
I haven't even talked to you about this. Are we allowed to just do that? Just talk like we're friends? Let's
Yep.
take a sip of our beers.
Oh,
I'm having a Modelo Especial, and it is great.
I'm having a Market Pantry purified drinking water.
Oh my! This is a first.
I'm having a
KB sober.
Blue.
Yeah, this is gonna be a rough podcast sober. I love Bats Blue.
Bats Blue for the big dog.
Dude, you're gonna lose your sponsorship from Moosehead.
Yeah.
The moose is loose.
Remember I emailed Moosehead to try to get a sponsorship?
I know, and literally 150 people tweeted at them to give me a sponsorship, and they never even got back to it.
I'd have been all over that if I was Moosehead.
Stop drinking the beer instantly. Why did I put it out?
So it is crazy that Vegas. It's weird how fast Vegas always comes around. Like the year's almost over. The World Series starts in May. It's like 6 months away. It's insane.
Yep.
Yeah, it's almost time to book, and I need to. Wait, so when is Christine due, Case?
January 7th, but it's looking like she might go a little early here.
How do you know that? Are you a doctor?
I give her an internal every once in a while.
Okay, wow.
Wow. All right then.
No, it's just I can tell by the way the baby sits. You know, it just kind of makes a funny move when it's getting ready to poke its head out. And I just think that she's getting right there. There's just been some changes in her stomach and stuff, you know.
No, I don't know. No kids.
That could have been the poutine she ate for dinner.
That's true too.
Or the pickle soup.
You don't eat that.
I would destroy some pickle soup right now. Born.
And nachos, pickle soup with some of Christine's
yeah.
nachos. Shout out to Christine. Goat nachos.
I'm in.
Oh, so are you guys going the whole time, or what? Like, it's just gonna be like, am I gonna see Casey this time? This will be this 2 times now I've gone and left. Casey asked when I was going. I gave him my dates, and he showed up the day I was flying out.
That's why he wanted to know the dates.
Just a coincidence, but I am writing down whatever you say now for your dates.
He's like, oh, Mark, when are you going? I'm like, dude, I told you 3 times. he's like, oh, man, I'm showing up the night after. I'm like, oh, cool.
Just tell him the wrong dates, and then he'll show up when you're there.
I know he just shows up for the main usually, so. Which we will be. Hopefully, all of us are going for the main at least.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the whole summer again this year. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
I'm leaning towards the whole summer this year too.
And me, oh dear, this is bad.
PTs, somebody call PTs. Tell them to get ready.
You need to call the mayor. Man, this is bad.
How
news.
many hospital runs will KB make this year?
I'm good for at least 2 because I'll probably get heartburn and think it's a heart attack.
You know what the kicker is? When you would take bets who would be making the hospital runs, everybody would pick me, and I haven't been once. All you fuckers have KB's driven.
Okay, all right. I want to set the record straight here. Okay, so
yeah,
you brought home. They gave you 50 free wings at PT's. You brought them home. I ate 40 of them because you had already had 40 yourself while you were there. I went up to my room and tried to lay down, and my heart was pounding out of its chest. I was sweating grease. I go down, I wake Derek up. I go, man, I ain't feeling right. Something's wrong with me. I go to ER. Cost me $1,500. I probably told this story on the podcast. Long story short, I'm there for like 20 minutes. The guy's like, yeah, you see that 7-Eleven across the street? Go get some Tums. You have heartburn. And I forget what Danny went for.
I don't think.
Dan.
Did I actually take him to the hospital? I think I just drove him. He couldn't be alone. He couldn't be alone. So I came to pick you up or something, and he was in the front seat in a blanket wrapped.
Yeah, I'll never forget that.
And did you go KB when we were wrestling and you got hurt?
Oh, when you broke my gallbladder? No, I didn't go. I almost went this past year when I had a urinary tract infection.
No, it's good. It's good talk we're having here.
No, that's healthy. That's the guy I live with every year.
We take really good care of ourselves out there. That's what we do. So I'm excited. I can't wait for them to release the schedule. I always you wake up one morning and the schedule's out. It's just like Christmas morning. Like, yeah.
We should have weight loss bets again.
Oh shit.
Dude, we almost did one, and we didn't do one in the first 10 days. I cut 5 pounds, and I put that back plus another 10.
All right, so let's have weight loss bets, 1,000 each.
So you're at about 350 now, Mark? You put on 20?
Oh, man, just because I told you guys I couldn't see my feet doesn't mean I'm 350. I did say feet, right?
Yes.
When I said that? Okay.
And it should be easy to see your feet. You're only 4 feet away from them.
Okay, there we go. First midget. Oh, that's the 5th midget joke.
I might be willing to consider a weight loss. I kind of don't like. I don't know. I'm kind of oi choi weight loss bets.
How much are you weighing, KB?
I haven't weighed myself in a while, but I lost a decent amount of weight.
Doubt it.
Yeah, throwing up on the toilet last night. Probably lost a good 6 or 7.
Yeah, I lost 5 pounds last night. I think I'm at around 220.
Cool. KB's. No. Case, this is what's so fucked up. I'm 220, and he's double my height. Jesus.
You know what's insane? Jamie Staples weighs less than me now.
Dude, I hope he wins that bet. I know he's close, because, whatever. Props to him for doing it. But his brother, I think they're 40 away last time I checked.
Yeah, something like that, I think.
I always thought that the problem was going to be the brother putting on the weight.
Yeah, explain that prop, and I think we've talked about it before, but just in case they don't.
Yeah, so
they have to be within 2 pounds of each other or something, correct?
Yeah, they have to be within 1 pound of each other. I think I forget the date. It's a couple months away, I think. And I won't get the numbers right, but I think they started 170 pounds away from each other.
Yeah, I think it may have been 320, 160 or something like that. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe 280. I don't know. But one was big, one was skinny, and now they're trying to get close. Bill Perkins put up the bet, and I think he gave him. What were the odds? They were ridiculous.
I believe they had to put up 5K to win Bill Perkins
100K.
150K.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's pretty crazy. And
I would just like to be on the side where you have to gain weight. It's like, oh, this will be easy. Cake.
I know Matt pretty well too, and he is looking like his face is getting all puffy and stuff. I'm like, dude, you're gonna.
Oh, so he's not working out? He's just.
No, he's
eating?
doing a lot of working out too, but he's eating a lot as well. So he's yeah. I don't know. I'm stoked to see the result. I mean, it's kind of a no lose when you think about it, because basically.
Well, it's good for Jamie either way.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of a loss for Matt if he loses. But he probably isn't. Even though he's going to be heavier and probably have some fat, like he's going to be in better shape just from all the working out. So.
And Jamie's down 100 pounds, so that's kudos to him, because I'll tell you, that's not easy.
Yeah, that's a lot of weight. A lot of weight.
I don't think I could lose 20 pounds for 10 grand right now.
I don't think I could lose 100 pounds unless I cut my legs off.
We could duplicate the bet where Mark and Casey have to get within 1 pound of each other.
I don't have much to gain. I mean, if I gain anything, I'll be a legit bowling ball. I'll be a chode. Walking chode.
So I would have to lose the whole 110.
I thought Big Dog was going to have to gain.
I'm in.
I had it backwards.
Yeah, I'm out.
All right. Well, it was fun while it lasted.
No, props
let's
to
do
them.
a hand,
I
man.
hope they win that. That would be nice. Yeah, all right. We have some hands to talk about,
Oh, yeah,
don't we?
we do have hands to talk about. All right, before we jump into that, I do want to welcome our brand new sponsor. You heard them mentioned earlier today, ppippoker.com, brand new website that Casey's involved with, and also Danny N13 is a pro on there. So if you're looking for a new site to check out, head over to ppippoker.com. When you deposit, use the deposit code TPE, all capital letters, and you'll get 100% bonus up to $1,000 plus a free $10.50 bounty hunter ticket, which is those tournaments look badass. I want to play in those. But that is neither here nor there because I can't. But yeah, so check out ppippoker.com. Let's jump into some hands here, guys. So I've actually sent over 2 hands of my own, and then we have 1 hand from the TPE forums that we'll get to. So the first one is going to be the Ace 10 of clubs hand. You guys got that one ready to go?
Yep.
Oh, I can actually replay this on the replayer. It'll make it nice and easy for me. All right, so this is in the early stages of a tournament on ACR. The blinds are 40-80.
It's a turbo.
It is a turbo, and I am in the big blind with the Ace 10 of clubs. It folds around to the button. Everybody's pretty much got like somewhere near the starting stack. Like we have 6,300 chips. The button has like 4,600 or whatever. So pretty deep.
Yeah, everyone's over 50 big blinds.
Yeah. So the button raises to 200. Again, we're at 40-80, so it's a pretty big raise. Well, I guess that's only 2.5. I'm sorry. I thought it was 3.5. Never mind. Normal. Yeah.
Good math.
Yeah.
Good math.
Good start.
Strong start, man. Good thing you're the host.
Small blind folds. I guess this is a good place to start because we can talk about whether or not we should just be flatting here or whether we should be 3-betting. I do have actual because I'm replaying it. I have the HUD stats. He is running 18-13-6 over 100 hands, so not particularly aggro. Interestingly,
I mean, I just call here. You're super deep, and you probably have the best hand. I kind of want the action, even though I'm out of position. I just make the call here.
Same. With Annies, it changes everything. No Annies. I mean, you want to keep in worse aces. Play your hand for its value. You don't need to flop a pair either. We're not flop dependent. We can float a lot of boards. Gonna have some backdoors because it's suited, backdoor straights. But yeah, just call.
All right, cool. That is exactly what I do. So we go to the flop. There's 440 in the pot. The flop is Queen 10-7 with 2 diamonds. So we flop middle pair with the ace kicker. And we're first to act. We ever doing anything here other than checking to the razor?
Nope, I'm checking.
I'm checking. Your hand's got moderate showdown value now. You probably have the best hand. So, I'm definitely checking here and just going to call a bet.
All right. The button actually, we do check, by the way, and then the button actually checks back, um, which is kind of interesting. Like, I don't know.
I
Maybe it
don't know.
doesn't tell us much.
When he checks back, I put him on some sort of, maybe a 10, because maybe he has moderate showdown value, and he's just trying to control the pot at that point too. Or maybe he's just delay c-betting, but my instinct would be like, yeah, something like 10 jack there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I would throw out diamond draws. Open-ended straights I would throw out, but like he can have like ace jack, jack eight, gutters. I could think he continues with like open-ended flush draws and top pair. I think he would bet a queen always.
Yeah,
just
he
to
bets a queen always, and I think he always bets a diamond draw.
And two pair, I would maybe not.
Sure.
Two pair sets. I think he's betting. Maybe not queens, but yeah. So like I would just check call, keep in his bluffs.
All right. Yeah, so it goes check, check on the flop. The turn is the king of clubs. So now it's king 10, queen 7. We have the ace 10. So we do turn a gutter. Check again. You guys like a check? I mean, seems logical to me.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not the greatest card for your hand, but you still have showdown value, so I think check is right here every single time.
Yeah. All right, so we do check. Villain bets 266 into our pot of 440. What are you guys thinking here?
For the exact same reasons as a check, is the exact same reasons it's a call. Not a great card on the turn, but you still could have the best hand here. I think we're going to call.
Yeah, definitely calling, but I'm with Casey 100%. Like, definitely not happy here. But I'm calling. We have a gut shot and third pair.
Yeah. All right.
I'm not sure where I actually, I don't know. I don't think we're ahead here. So I guess we're calling for the gut shot or trips or.
I mean,
It's like if he's gonna bluff.
It doesn't matter if you think you're ahead. Like, when it's the right call, it's the right call.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right, so we do call, and the river is the 10 of spades, which obviously gives us trips. There's no flush on the board. There is a straight, obviously, to ace jack. And we check. What do you guys think? I when I was looking back at this, I actually was starting to think that I kind of like leading here, but I'm interested to know what you guys think.
I definitely lead here. I think he's gonna check this back a lot. I don't think he has a queen. I mean, he's gonna have some bluffs, I guess, but like, just feel like most bluffs will just bluff that flop because we're defending so wide out of the big blind that queen 10-7 just like smashes. I mean, it favors his range. Given we can have some of that, I would just expect him to see bet that with there. So when like he bets the turn, I mean, I guess he could pick up like Jack X, just be open ended, but it's like a really bad card for him to bluff anyways. Like pairing the board is just disastrous for anyone trying to bluff, especially on the specific run out. So yeah, I would lead and just try to get value, praying he has a king.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I lead here too, just because the check back is killer. Your hand just has too much value to be getting checked back, and you just take down the small pot. I would definitely lead, but.
Yep. Yeah, in hindsight, that's what when I reviewed this hand, that's kind of what I thought too. Kind of hated myself for not betting, but in this hand we did actually check, and the villain bet 666 chips into the 972 chip pot. What do you guys think?
Well, you raise at this point, correct?
That is what I do. I assume that's okay.
I mean, I think it's fine if you're planning on raise folding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is so painful.
Which is pretty painful.
Especially, like, I think this says it's a 1,200 guarantee. Sorry to cut you off, Casey, but it's probably a smaller buy-in. So I could see some people just going crazy with the 10-year. So, like, if we raise and he shoves, like, I don't really want to fold in a smaller buy-in turbo when, like, people will think they have the nuts with, like, whatever, at 10 he can have, 10-9 or something. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, go on.
Yeah, so we raise a fairly smallish raise. We make it 15.99.
What are you trying to get called by here?
It's a really good question. I guess looking at it now, worst tens, king queen.
It's such a small part of his range, right?
Yeah, especially obviously because we have a 10. I mean, king queen and maybe
Doesn't have
ace
king queen. King queen would have bet the flop.
Yeah, I agree with that too in hindsight.
He can have ace king, right, Case? He can have ace king for sure.
Yeah, he can have ace king for sure. That's one of the hands you're getting called by.
Mm. Yeah, I think, and obviously, I don't remember exactly what I was thinking in the moment with this hand, but I'm wondering if I was like, oh, if I make it, pretty small, I might get called by ace king or maybe ace queen.
And you know what? I guess in a smaller bind, you will get called by ace king.
He doesn't have ace queen for the exact same reason he doesn't have king queen. He bets it on the flop.
Yeah,
yep.
True.
I think ace jack is a possibility, which is like another reason not to raise. I mean, it's kind of unlikely, I guess, since we blocked the ace too, and maybe he c-bets his gut shots.
I mean, after further examination, I see he jams the river. I just call.
In a smaller buy-in, I think it's fine. In like, if I was playing against,
I'm sure KB's gonna fold. It doesn't say what he does, but
yeah,
you think he's gonna fold?
Yeah, I think he's gonna fold, and I think he got bluffed.
Wow, I kind of don't think he's gonna fold.
For the record, I did purposely leave off the result because I wanted there to be some interesting.
Okay, so what's in the pot?
Honestly, I'm not even sure he shoves ace jack here. He probably just calls. So to me, you're beat by a boat or you're good. He can have queen 10. He can have king 10. To me, you're beat by a boat or you're good. I don't even think he shoves ace jack.
You could be right. Although maybe for the same reason Mark was saying, like it being a lower buy-in and everything, maybe somebody does shove ace jack here.
You're going to fold like a total nit, and we're not going to know.
I think he calls. I think KB Speed calls here.
That's because you're not as smart as me. I know what happened.
You want to know why, Casey? You want to know why? You should have thought about this. If he posts the hand, he's going to call, so then we can go over it. We know what the guy has. That's my read on the situation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he does call, I'll guarantee he's beat because earlier he said, "Oh, I hate that I don't lead this river," meaning he fucked up.
That's a good read
hand.
too. Now we're getting somewhere here. The beers are kicking in.
My read is he folds and then cracks another beer
and asks for a reload. All right, go ahead.
So we bet. He bet 666. We made it 15.99. He shoves for 41.63.
Give him the run out.
34.97 he shoves for.
7-10, queen flop, king turn, 10 river, no flushes.
Yeah. So we have trips with the ace kicker. Yeah, I guess it says 34.97, but I guess that doesn't include the 666.
Okay.
So it's so a total of 41.63, but so it's like 2,500 more.
Cool, man, we're dying. What'd you do?
I already know what he did. He folded.
As usual, Casey is right.
Damn it!
I knew it. I
found the fold button.
Whole thing.
He's a punt artist. You should have seen him in the 109 last night.
I was so excited because earlier in this hand, Casey said, "I guess you can lead here if your plan is." How did you say it?
Raise.
You can raise if you're gonna raise fold. And I was like, Casey's gonna be on my side.
Now I hate that just because now I looked at the whole thing and I'm like, I don't even think he shoves ace jack. So you're beat by a boat and that's it.
Yeah.
And fold, and I'm like, so I think fold is pretty bad. So I'm like, that's what he did.
Obviously,
but is he gonna bluff? He's never gonna bluff here.
Yeah, he is gonna. I'll tell you why he's gonna bluff. Because KB's line doesn't look strong anywhere. Suddenly KB decides to raise the river. This guy's like, he's full of shit, all in. That's why he bluffs. Because at no point was KB's line, showing immense.
Yeah, but it's such a weird line for him to take as the villain to take as a bluff because he's like checking back the flop. Like most people that are bluffing are just gonna bluff that board. Queen 10-7 versus the big blind, like
right. But because he checked back the flop, that seems like a good board for KB to make a check raise.
Some people read some people read checkbacks the wrong way. Like when you immediately said it, you're like, yeah, his checkback is like medium showdown value, which is what I would say as well. But yeah, lower buy-ins, people think differently, for sure.
See, when I was looking at this today, I was actually kind of feeling good about the fold because I felt like my hand looked exactly like a 10. But it sounds like you guys disagree with that. Or you disagree that my hand looks like a 10.
I disagree with the fact that he thinks your hand looks like a 10.
Mm.
I don't even know if I
think the way you played it to a fish is the fish would be like, what can he possibly have here? I'm all in.
Yeah.
And then you snap call, and he has like 6/8 of clubs.
I wouldn't give you a bear 10 here. I would be giving you a boat, a straight, or like some withered bluff. Because I don't know. I kind of expect you to lead it.
The same reason I say that, he's not doing this unless he has a boat. I don't even think he's doing it with ace jack. Is the same reason he doesn't think you're doing it on the river. So that's why he shoved.
So are you saying that Derek is a fish, Casey?
100%.
Okay. I just wanted to clear
if I'm not clear on that, I'm not saying it.
I wish I could argue with you. The funny thing is, I think I actually agree, or I see why Mark would say that I called, because Mark's reviewed a lot of my hands. I bet you I call here like 8 out of 10 times. I don't really know why I folded here.
Yeah, you probably passed out on your keyboard and by accidentally clicked the fucking fold button. I'm sticking to that.
Actually, when I was reviewing hands for this podcast, I found one where I rivered the nuts and folded.
Casey.
No, he's not a fish. No, he's good.
No, let me ask you. Do you want to buy a piece of his action?
No, he's good. You're supposed to fold the nuts on the river. It just balances ranges and stuff.
Oh, okay.
The funny thing is I marked the hand for review. So I'm kind of I'm trying to figure out, did I mark it just because I wanted to laugh that I folded the nuts, or did I actually think it was interesting hand to review?
Oh wow.
God. Who would ever stake this guy?
Now, in my defense, it's in one of the ACR home games, and the time banks are fucked up in those, so you literally get like 3 seconds stacked on a hand.
Oh yeah, so it's definitely
good excuse. Good excuse.
This is the excuse I'm going with.
Good excuse.
All right, so it sounds like you guys both.
I have the nuts fold. Don't even want to think about it. Don't even want to second guess myself.
Oh my dear.
Gotta value your tournament life, man.
Oh, strong play. No, honestly, good.
Okay, so we have one fish hand now. Can we get to your next fish hand?
We might have more fish hands.
Wow, you have piles in this tournament.
As much as you say you want to play on PPI, I want you on PPI.
That's cold, man. It's cold.
Oh,
all right.
Man.
So this is another tournament on America's Card. Actually, it doesn't list what the tournaments are, but I guess it doesn't matter a ton. Oh, maybe it does in this. Oh, yeah, it does. It does in the raw hand history. So this is the 5K guarantee, which I think is a $33 buy-in tournament. Oh, no, actually it's the Saturday, so I think it's an $11 tournament. That might be important, I guess.
Yeah, of course it is.
So we are deep in this one.
So you get the nuts. I get it. Yeah, no, good.
Yeah, I start with the nuts on this one, so we'll see what happens. We are deep in this one. This is certainly in the money. We're at 1,500 to 3,000 blinds. We have the aces in middle position. It folds around to us. We raise to 79.99.
Where are you on the table?
Middle position.
Yep.
That's a little big for my liking. Whatever, no biggie.
It probably is a little big. We start with 35 big. I'm looking to see if there's like some short stack or something that like there's a.
I don't think it's overly big.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, 2.5x is 7,500. You make it 79.99. I think it's fine.
He's a fish.
Thanks,
Well, I
Big
don't
Dog.
think it's like, oh, this is, shut it off. Like you just have no hope. I think it's fine.
Call it quits. End the podcast.
Okay, so we make it 79.99. We get called by
call it quits, man.
We get called by the cutoff, who is running 41.23 with a 17% 3-bet.
Okay.
We also get called by the button, and the small and the big blind fold. So we go to the flop. There's 31.2k in the middle, and the flop is King, Queen, Jack, Rainbow. And we are first act.
Okay, one thing I want to say is, all right, so the stacks of the callers. Morgan Hammer has 25 bigs, and the real KR was the other guy that called us. He's the button.
Yep. And he's got 53?
Yeah, he has us covered. Okay, and we started the hand with just over 30.
Yeah. So, like, I'm obviously, like, when you raise aces, there's certain boards you obviously love, and there's certain boards you're not a huge fan of. I think this is a little closer to the boards we're not a huge fan of. But
strong analysis.
Yes, thank you. But it sucks being out of position here, so I'm really curious to know what you guys think about betting here versus other options.
I think betting here is fine. I mean, what are you going to do? Check, give up?
Right. That's what I did. No,
I wouldn't check, give up. I'm just debating if I want to check and let it go, bet, shove. I mean, I think betting is fine too. I think we're grasping.
I think it's a bet every time.
Okay. What do you guys think about sizing? Because I will say that I do bet here, but I bet pretty small, 7,800 into 32k. Obviously pretty small. I'm wondering what you guys think about that sizing.
It's too small.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to protect your hand, it's so easy for any 10 to call you. I would definitely go bigger, on this specific board.
Yeah, I'm probably betting
12-ish.
Yeah, 12-5 here.
Yeah, I didn't like the sizing, and that's why I specifically wanted to ask. So we make it 7,800. Morgan Hammer, who is the cutoff, who started the hand with 26 bigs or whatever, shoves for 70k approximately, just under 70k, and the other villain folds. So now we're looking at needing to call 60k.
Called.
Yeah, it's a call, and I'll tell you why. He never has kings, queens, or jacks because he just doesn't have them here, in my opinion.
Yeah, he 3-bet shoves those pre. You're right.
Yeah, so he doesn't have those, and he's never shoving ace-10, so he could have king, queen, but you're not a huge dog to king, queen, you have any ace, any jack, any 10. And he sometimes shows up with hands exactly like king 10 because he figures he's open-ended and it's just a show.
Yeah, he has a ton. 100% case. He's got a ton of combos: queen 10, jack 10, king 10. He's got two pairs, but with the gut shot and the board pairing and us making a set, our equity is fine.
Yeah.
Had the other guy called, I think we're in a bit of a different spot, but I still may flick it.
He never, in my opinion, he never has ace 10s or a set. So everything else you have decent equity to if you're beat. If he has two pair, you have decent equity.
Yeah.
It's not great, but that's if you're beat. The other times you're ahead. So
just to be clear, he never has a set here because he would shove that or 3-bet whatever. So
right.
he
That's
has
why I don't think he
sets.
has a set or an ace 10 because I don't think he's just ripping the ace 10.
No, I mean especially on
Rainbow.
Especially
so
on
I don't
a Rainbow
think he has
board.
a set or ace 10, and we have decent equity against every other hand he could have.
Yeah.
Snap call. Why did you put this hand on the podcast? What a fish!
Because I folded.
It's a good hand. No, you didn't.
No, I did not.
Oh my god!
I was gonna say we have to do the podcast tomorrow.
I'll be honest. That was a good bluff because I thought you did for a second.
I wanted to get called a fish one more time.
He has king 10.
So yeah, we do call. He has the queen jack of hearts for bottom two, and it runs out queen 9 on the turn of the river, and we hit the showers.
You got showered.
Actually, I had 27,000 chips left, but that's less than one big blind. So
I actually think this is a good hand because there are times where we can fold aces on certain boards, but when the guy literally can't have a set and we have so many outs, board pairing, because your equity against that versus 2-pair with what's in the pot, would bet my life your equity is perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
The only hand I don't want him to show up with now that I'm thinking about is 9-10 because I think he could shove 9-10.
Yeah.
But I mean, having said all that, it's a call, and you know what? He's a favorite after it gets in. But you got pretty good equity for the amount of chips that are in the pot, so it just didn't run out in your favor. It's a snap call for me.
9-10 is kind of unlikely for him just to flat pre off of 23 bigs, but 9-10
I
suited,
agree,
I guess,
but he also did say that it's a $10 buy-in or $11 buy-in. So I thought 9-10 is possible, but I don't even think it is 9-10. It's a snap call for me.
Yeah.
And he is playing 41% of hands, so I think we can put 9-10 in there pretty easily.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah, okay, 9-10 suited. Give him the 4 combos.
Yeah. So
I'm happy you called.
I'm not. I lost the hand. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we'd have to turn off the pot. We'd have to do the podcast tomorrow, so.
Yes, I don't know. I kind of thought it was interesting because
please move to somewhere where you can play on PVI. I could buy another house, and Mark will pay for it because he backed you.
Sucker. Yeah. No, I actually think it was a good hand. I was joking when I said it was a fish hand. I think it's a good hand. It's an interesting hand too. Good hand to talk about.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Cool.
You know what else I liked? Is being right that you folded the first hand because I am smarter than Mark.
And you were right that
a college dropout.
Never made it to college. Later.
Casey went to the School of Hard Knocks. All right, let's go on to the next hand. For this one, I actually pulled a hand from the Tournament Poker Edge forums. It's from one of our members, Duck and the Deck. He actually posted a few hands, and they were pretty interesting. It generated a decent amount of conversation. So I'll put a link to that underneath the podcast. So if you guys want to go over and
solid name.
Yeah, that is a good name. I like that name. I was thinking the same thing.
That is pretty solid. Why didn't I come up with a good name when I started playing poker?
I'm Killing Turd.
Killing Turd.
And then I got to keep putting up with people saying,
with me.
I got to keep putting up with people saying, why do you want to kill birds? And I'm like, no, man, I'm a bird that kills. It's different.
I'm totally cool.
Okay, so we're gonna do this hand this is from the $33 Bounty Builder. Man, I wish I could play Bounty Builders, but let's not dwell on the fact that we can only play on one site. All right, so he says, have the villain tagged as a lag fish, running 42-23.
Are you the villain?
I'm not lag. I'm a nitty fish.
Oh, that's too good. Casey is good sometimes, man.
Yeah, once in a while.
Yeah. Meh.
42-23 with a 40% fold to 3-bet over 172 hands. He's loose passive on flops and very aggressive on the turn and river. So they are at the 45-90 level. Wow, PokerStars has a 45-90 level? That's crazy.
I do want to, before you continue, I want to throw out something that 172 hands isn't a lot. So I'd be very careful on, because this guy is like very aggressive on the turn and river. It's 172 hands. Some of those could be where he's short. Like, I would just be very careful of reading into the stats that much. But go ahead.
That's probably a good point. I mean, I think you can give a little bit more credence to the 42-23 number, maybe. But there's not going to be as many instances, obviously, of the turn and the river.
I mean, it's also important to know, like, if they're pre-ante or post-ante, because if you play against Casey pre-ante, he runs like 8-6. He's a nit. But then you play with him post-ante, he's just plays every hand.
Yeah.
Like,
not every hand.
Sometimes he has to get up and go get a beer and miss a hand.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes I miss click fold.
Well, fold the nuts. That's smart.
Yeah.
Oh, I have the nuts on the river? Snap fold.
I'm out.
I read once that sometimes the most important hands are the ones that you fold. So that's why I fold nuts.
Must be in that Tendler book.
Way to apply it, KB.
Yeah, it's straight from the Tendler book.
Tendler, no!
Okay, so 45-90 are the blinds. The villain has 83 big blinds. Our hero has 65 big blinds. So the hero...
I need a hero!
Yeah. Let's see. So we have 4 folds, and then the villain raises.
Min raises.
2x. Yep, min raises. And our hero has the 10 of spades, 10 of hearts immediately behind the raise, and he 3-bets to 5.83 big blinds, so almost 3x 3-bet. I mean, that seems fine this deep, right? I mean, I think we can flat here sometimes, but I think 3-betting's probably as good or better. Would you agree? I kind of like taking control in the hand.
I like both. I think it's cool to get heads up. I'm also fine just playing it for set value, for its set value. But I mean, you're also going to flop unders too. I prefer 3-bet slightly.
I'd probably call.
But yeah, I'm good with both.
I probably 3-bet jacks and I probably call 10.
That seems fair.
Yeah. It's close.
Yeah.
But I don't hate 3-bet, just for the record.
Right.
Again, same type of thing where I don't think it's a glaring mistake no matter what you
that makes sense.
decided to do here.
So everybody else folds, and then the villain calls the 3-bet. So we go to the flop. It's a little bit tricky because of the way the pots are listed, but there's 14.5 big blinds in the pot, so we can do the math on that later. The flop is ace for ace, and the villain checks.
Well, villain checks, and then, okay.
Yeah, so in the hand, the hero checks back. I'm kind of curious what you guys think. I actually kind of like checking back. I'll tell you why, and then you can tell me if I'm still a fish.
Well, go ahead. Tell us why first.
Yeah, I think, mainly because I think I would check back a lot of my aces X here, too. Like, if I have ace king, ace queen, ace jack, like, I would check all those as well.
Why?
Just because I think it's going to, I mean, we're playing a 3-bet pot where we're the aggressor. We're going to make him fold, like, tons of hands like ours. Like, well, I don't know. Actually, now that I think about this more, I don't know if I would do, like... Because, actually, he's probably not going to fold kings, queens, jacks, tens.
No, he's definitely not folding those. He's not folding any pocket pair above a 4.
Yeah, so really we're just...
more than likely.
Yeah. So really we're just going to get him to fold, like, king, queen type of hands. So maybe I do, like...
And even those float. Like, king high, I mean, I doubt it, but, like, it's
Sometimes.
a possibility.
Yeah.
Um,
So actually, now that I say it out loud, maybe I do like actually betting here.
Well, that was with ace X. You were comparing the two.
Yeah.
But I think it's important if you are going to bet ace X, you should be. I don't know if it's that important. I think it's kind of based on who the villain is. If you think he's spewy, I'm going to bet 10s here. I'll just throw that out there. And then we can let Casey go. I'm going to bet 10s. I want to get value. If he folds, like, what? It's not the worst thing in the world. If he calls, like, I still have the best hand a lot of the time. I'm not trying to figure out where I'm at. I'm trying to get value. And if I think I can get value, like, I'm going to get it now, especially on, like, when we may not get it in later streets. I don't think there's a point to be tricky here.
Right.
I think I'm going to bet 10s if I 3-bet pre, and I'm going to check 10s if I just flatted pre.
Sure.
Well, chances are he'll c-bet, right? If you flat, he would probably c-bet. I mean, who knows?
Right, but I'm just saying because we said that either way the pre-flop c-betting or flatting or 3-betting is either way is fine. I'm just saying it affects my second line. Like if I 3-bet, I'm gonna bet the 10s here. If I just flatted, I'm gonna check.
Mm-hmm.
If he checks you, yeah, you're definitely gonna react differently. I'm with you, 100%.
Yeah,
As you should.
Yeah, I dig
Not
that
to be
too.
difficult. I'm just saying.
No, now you've screwed it all up.
But I'm right.
So I think it sounds like we're mostly on board with betting. I originally was thinking a check was kind of cool, but I don't really like it now that I talked it out. So yeah, it sounds like we're leaning towards betting, but hero does check.
And I would bet my ace as well to be KB. I would bet my 8. I would bet my 4 is full. I'm betting here.
Yeah, and I do think like if we're putting this guy on something, if it's not an ace, it is like all pair, like it's a bunch of pairs and maybe some suited broadways, right? I mean, I guess this could be suited connectors and shit too. Like I mean, we are very deep. He could literally have like 6, 7 suited here.
I know, but if he has like 6, 7 of diamonds, spades, or hearts, those are all decent peels.
Yeah.
Check calls. There are times I will check here, but it's against a very specific opponent, so I'm just playing this against the field.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so it goes check on the flop. The turn is the 6 of hearts. There's still 14.5 big blinds in the pot, and now the villain leads out for half pot. Pretty easy call, I would say.
Go ahead, Case. I mean, yeah.
I mean, as played, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, as played, you definitely got a call here.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, you just check behind to control the pot, so you're probably expecting a bet no matter what the turn is.
Right.
You got a call. I mean, there's no sense raising at this point.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's a call.
All right. So Hero does call, and so now we have 30 bigs.
Do you agree with that, Mark?
Yeah. I'm playing it the same way.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So yeah, 30 bigs in the pot going to the river. The river is the 4 of clubs, so now it's ace, ace, 4, 6, 4. And now Villain leads out for half pot again. And the reason I picked this hand is because I've actually kind of found myself in this position lately where I have a pocket pair, and there's a board just like this, like, queen, queen, 7-3 deuce or whatever, and I'm always completely lost. So I'm wondering if we can like decipher anything about.
I think this is read dependent, but if for the most part, more times than not, I'm probably just gonna fold here.
Yeah, I agree. Like, this is player specific, but it depends how your check back looks to someone. Like, it's a 3-bet pot, you check back the flop. Like, does he see that as weakness? Probably. I don't know. It's weird. It's a $33 tournament, so I guess I'll split it. I shouldn't say probably. Maybe 50-50. So he bets half pot. We call the turn with tens, which is an overpair to the 4-6 ace-ace, 2-pair. River, he bets half pot. I'm with Casey. I'm folding too. That looks value-y. He's betting half pot. Our hand is almost face up to me, unless we picked up a heart draw, which is unlikely because we're probably going to bluff all our complete error balls on the flop. I mean, there's argument not to. We won't get into that. Yeah, this looks value-y to me. Mm-hmm. If he was bluffing, I think he may go bigger. Our hand to me is face up, and so if he were to go bigger, I'd probably call. And since he went halfish, I fold because I think bigger represents. I think he would have more bluffs in his range if he made it bigger to try to get the fold.
I like two things that you said there. Actually, well, I should say I like things that the person who posted this in the forum said, because you echoed them. So I think it's cool that he talked about these things. So I'm going to read a part, and this I didn't copy this part into the hand history that I shared with you guys, but he says this after he indicates that he's trying to decide what to do on this river. He says, my plan on the flop was to check and let him barrel. Probably not that important at this point. So he says, pretty good run out for my plan, but the sizing on the river made me uncomfortable. I felt this player was going bigger with his bluffs, which is exactly what you just said. Or you didn't say you thought he was doing that, but you were saying if he went bigger, you would think it was a bluff. And he also says, against a stronger opponent, I would prefer calling river with no heart in my hand, but didn't think it mattered much here. Thoughts? Questions?
That's a really good point. That's a really good point.
Yeah, so I think it's really cool that, props to this member, because he's thinking beyond just, hey, this is my hand and this is that guy's hand. He's actually thinking about bet sizing. He's thinking about blockers to draws and things like that. I think it's pretty cool. It's not something you see in a lot of hand histories.
I agree. I think the heart blocker is actually really relevant in this spot because it takes out more of his bluffs. So having that heart is actually kind of important, but it is based on how. He's a 42-23, so. God, the more I think about it, that's super ag. But I feel like his sizing would be much bigger on the riv. Because think about it, Derek, when you play a 42-23, you're way more apt to call light.
Yes.
But I don't know. I think his sizing tells the story. Do you agree, Casey? I'm pretty sure you're more likely to call to a bigger bet too.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's read dependent and player dependent, but more times than not, just because of everything, including the sizing, I think this is a fold.
Yeah.
It's a good hand, though. Really good hand.
I think I agree with you guys. I wanted to share it, A, because I do think it's a situation we run into a decent amount, but also because of that analysis that he gave. I thought it was pretty interesting and a good sort of primer on things that, A, people should be thinking about, and also, B, what people should share when they are sharing hand histories for feedback.
I think
really helps.
I think that's really important to paint the picture like he did, because even though some of it to me may not be relevant, the more information, the better.
Yeah, no doubt. So cool. Like I said, I will share a link to that hand in the show notes down below. So if you guys want to go check out other posts from our good friend Duck in the Deck, whose name we love. You can go do that over there. And hey, if you're not a member, you probably want to sign up so you can read some of these hand histories. So I think that's it for hands today, guys.
Good job, guys.
Good job.
So this is
It's a
exciting.
solid comeback for our pod. I'm happy we're back.
Yeah, it feels good to be back. And like I said at the outset of the podcast, we are going to be starting to turn these out more regularly. Again, we're not going to promise every 2 weeks. It might actually be even more often sometimes, but they're definitely going to be more regular.
Whoa.
Okay, maybe not more often. Let's not get carried away. But yeah, so we're looking forward to doing a lot more of that kind of stuff. Make sure you guys go over, if you're not already a member, check out tournamentpokeredge.com. Got a bunch of cool stuff going. Have new series coming up from our good friend Andrew Brokus. Danny M13's got a new series on deck. Bunch of cool stuff. And if you haven't already seen it, we got a few new pros, including Colin Moshman, which is pretty cool because I think Mark and I both were like readers of his sit and go material early on in our careers.
Yep.
And aznAllin007
Sit and go strategy
is on board as well. So it's pretty sick time.
Wait, I cut you off. I didn't hear the last. I was saying
Oh.
Colin's book, Sit and Go Strategy, is one of my
Yeah.
favorites.
Yeah, it's definitely great.
Who was the last pro?
aznAllin007.
Oh, Assassinado. Okay.
Yeah, so bunch of cool stuff over there at tournamentpokeredge.com. Make sure you go check it out. And that's going to be it for this episode. So Mark, Casey, thank you guys very much.
Thanks, guys.
Don't miss out on the draft. Make sure you send us some ideas for the prop bet.
Yeah, hit us up on Twitter or, everybody knows where to find us. So let us know what you guys think the punishment should be for the losers. And we'll see you guys back here in a couple weeks on the Tournament Poker Edge podcast. See you.
Later.
I wanna hold them like they do in Texas Plays. Fold them, let them hit me, raise it, baby, stay with me. Lock in intuition, play the cards with babes to start. And after she's been hooked, I'll play the one that's on her heart. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'll get her heart, show her what I got. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'll get her heart, show her what I got. Can't read mine, no she can't read a mile. Poker face, she's got to love nobody. Can't read mine, no she can't read a mile. Poker face, she's got to love nobody. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face. I wanna roll with her, a hard pair we will be. While little gambling is fun when you're with me. I love it. Russian roulette is not the same without a gun. And baby, when it's love, it's not rough, it isn't fun. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'll get her heart, show her what I got. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'll get her heart, show her what I got. Can't read mine, no she can't read a mile. Poker face, she's got to love nobody. Can't read mine, no she can't read a mile. Poker face, she's got to love nobody. Poker face, poker face. Poker face, poker face. Can't read mine, no she can't read a mile. Poker face, she's got to love nobody. Can't read mine, no she can't read a mile.